Welcome to Podtendo, a Nintendo podcast, where they analyze, reminisce, and replay the glory of old Nintendo games.
Yes! Great game, guys.
Yeah, better luck next time. Just working that server of yours, little man, and I'm sure you'll get it.
That's rich. Plumbers are sore losers. Something to remember when you're playing new Mario Tennis. Only on N64.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Podtendo podcast, where we analyze, reminisce, and replay the glory of old Nintendo games. We contacted on Twitter, Podtendo Podcast. Email us, podtendo@gmail.com. We're on other socials. If you creep around, we at some point, maybe in the new year, we'll have some YouTube content coming your way as well. I'm your co-host. So a review retrospective pop culture show. There's another word in there. I don't know what that is. Review. Let's play. There we go. We also talk about our gaming experience. I'm your co-host, Mick. I'm joined every episode by my lovely and talented co-host,
Tyson.
Sweet. Cool. Yeah. So we're back. Month of Mario. Still strong. And we could just play one or two games, but we're like, no. Every week in the November must have a Mario game. That's our credo. That's our credit. That's how we do. Last week we looked at Mario Golf. Today we're looking at the companion piece, the sports piece for the N64, Mario Tennis. It's a big one. People really love this game.
Yeah. Well, there are a lot of tennis fans out there. And this is the most accurate representation of Mario and tennis.
There you go. So Roger Federer.
64. Yes.
Cool.
Well, even to a point where they try to add a lot of little details, which is neat.
It's true. You should see the ass like Serena in this game. All right, so Mario.
I was thinking of the greatest character ever created. His first game.
Oh yeah, that's true, and maybe that's our cultural significance. That's exciting. So many fun things. So Mario Tennis was developed by Camelot Software Planning, sold 3.32 million copies, making it the 22nd best-selling N64 game. It was released July 21st, 2000. How Long to Beat has this game in 11 and a half hours. Price at release was $59.99. If you factored in inflation, that would be, I wrote nothing down, but no one knows unless I say it, $80 today. Wow, the perfect number. On eBay, a copy of this game cost about $60. So you literally would have had no return on your investment, but you didn't lose any money, so that's nice. You can get it on eShop, so $60 for the year. I think that's what it costs if you get the N64 online, so it's there. And then where to play? OG Kart, emulator, Wii U, and Switch. Neat.
Yep. Basically, it's either have the card or have a digital version. It's interesting that this game and Mario Golf were the two ones pushed, but I guess I forget that these were like the only two Mario sports games on the 64.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because then
minus Mario Kart,
Strikers came out, and I think golf or baseball wasn't until like Wii U.
I think it was GameCube for Strikers.
Yeah. Sorry, GameCube was Strikers, and then golf or baseball was.
Yeah, I think so.
Mario baseball. We'll check.
And I'm sure they did a basketball at some point.
Oh, there was one on the base. Okay. The GameCube also had baseball and basketball. So neat.
Oh, well, there you go.
Cool. Sweet. Where are we at? So like I said, we are kind of a pop culture-y show. So what we're going to do is typically we jump into our Wayback Machine. Tyson gets to pick some episodes. We look at TV. I kind of made them just more of abridged just for these shows because we are making so many. I wanted to keep them around like the 45-minute mark rather than like our hour and 20-minute affairs that we have sometimes. Maybe our last show we'll spend a little bit more time here. But for now, again, abridged version. So patent Wayback Machine. We're going to travel back to July 21st, 2000. Though Wikipedia did say it was August, so I don't know. Sometime in the summer of 2000, this game came out. So what did life look like back then? So on TV, The Simpsons just showed season 11, episode 22, Behind the Laughter. It's not a on a rewatch.
Not a bad episode.
Yeah, on a rewatch.
Not a bad one.
Yeah, it's funny. They did it. The VHS. Was this the end of The Simpsons? Yes. But then they got back, like they do that bit.
Yes. Yeah. And it's like very self-aware, and they won the Grammy for best alternative rock punk form, Simpsons Christmas Boogie. Oh yes, very good.
Yeah, no, very self-referential. It's not bad for a mid-season kind of show. Okay, it holds up. Other shows you could be watching are Gilmore Girls, Dark Angel, CSI, Malcolm in the Middle, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Aqua Teen Hunger Force, Between the Lions, Dora the Explorer. So these are all shows that started in 2000. Grizzly Tales for Gruesome Kids, Jackie Chan Adventure, Static Shock, and The Weekenders. So you want a pizza place that always looks different on your TV show? Weekenders is for you.
Yep. Jackie Chan Adventures was epic. Static Shock was really, really freaking good. And then like Malcolm in the Middle was legendary. Aqua Teen Hunger Force was very obscure adult humor. But yeah, I love me some Weekenders. That's a good show.
Yeah, and Dora taught us Spanish, so él habla la biblioteca. There you go. So that's something about libraries. Top movies. So you're like, you know what? Normal screen, that's too much for me. I'm a silver screen. I want to see the real house, the Hollywood. Pay money for them. So top movies that came out specifically this week were Loser, What Lies Beneath, and Pokemon, the movie 2000. Which one is that?
Lugia.
Come on, really? Okay. I don't think I saw that one.
I think. Yeah, no, this was definitely not the one where you got the new Pokemon card.
Yeah, okay.
But I think there was a different thing for this one. I think it must have been cards as well.
Yeah, something like that. I know I saw the first one in theaters, didn't see this one. Maybe watched it. Oh yeah, there's like I kind of remember the birds were fighting.
Yeah.
But I kind of remember being dumb because that was just kind of Pokemon in my opinion. No, if you like Pokemon, it's fine, but like it's probably pretty dumb.
Yeah, narratively not super deep.
Okay.
But definitely I like the first Pokemon movie, but that just gives me the warm tingly feels to see that animation that I loved as a kid, just like super well done and polished and all the characters, all the Pokemon looked awesome. So yeah, it's a fun time if you're a kid, but I'm sure I was probably like, oh no, the Digimon movie's coming out. They're not going to have a stupid Anaconda skit at the beginning of that.
Yeah, just don't ever admit you like Digimon and you'll be fine. Still in theaters though, you could see the first X-Men movie. Scary movie. It's not bad. And if you waited a week or two, you could see Beethoven's Third. They're only up to 3, so that's not that. The Nutty Professor 2, Coyote Ugly, Hollow Man, Space Cowboys, and The Replacements. So I kind of remember watching Scary Movie and then you getting taken out of the movie because it was too gross by Mom, and I maybe watched the end of it. And then you guys watched Perfect Storm or something. Is that how that worked?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it was. I believe it was the scene where the gym teacher's nuts fell out.
Yeah. Okay.
That was the scene that was like, nope, and pulled me out.
Yeah.
We went and sat and watched all of Perfect Storm by ourselves in this movie theater, which was not a bad movie. And yeah, actually, I've seen a lot of these movies. We didn't touch on Loser or The Replacements or Hollow Man, but yeah, good times. I mean, Space Cowboys was critically acclaimed.
I know this summer we did a roof for some friends in the town that we both grew up in, because I remember it was the Saturday, and this guy's like, oh, me and my friends went and saw Coyote Ugly last night, and I was like, wow. He's 3 years older than us or something like that, and I was like, wow, how cool. I'm sure Coyote Ugly was a terrible movie, but anyways.
Yes, but I do have I've never seen the movie, but I remember it being oh, that's old and mature. It's it's just girls dancing and surfing, and
they had girl problems, a boy doesn't it's just regular life, and you're like, I see, but as a 13 and 11-year-old, you don't know what the hell's going on or whatever we were.
Yeah, it's probably not the best movie for a person going through prepubescence and
too titillating. But maybe video games will help that titillation under control, or you can watch Beethoven's Third. There's options, but maybe you have to buy your kid a video game because you scarred them by taking them to Scary Movie as a 10-year-old. That says something about maybe our childhood. Cool. So video games that came out this month were Dark Reign 2, Chrono Cross, Age of Empires 2, Dragon Quest 7, and WWF Royal Rumble. So we're definitely coming back exactly to this date because I'm making us play WWF Royal Rumble right away. Let's go.
Yeah, and Chrono Cross. We got to touch on Chrono Cross at some point.
Yeah, I know. We've already committed to at least Golden Sun next year. There's a Final Fantasy, maybe not Final Fantasy next year, but another. At some point, we will get there. Chrono Cross, not yet though. Top songs though. Before we get out of this time, or what was going on? What was kicking it? What was the best beat? So we got number 3 song according to the Billboard charts for July 21st, 2000 was "Be With You" by Enrique.
So fast, but it feels so cold, and I'm all
alone. I definitely might listen to that song afterwards. So, all right, well played, Enrique. Fucking lovable.
Enrique's always a good time.
Fucking lovable bastard. Goddamn.
Yeah. Catchy, and handsome. This guy was going to be a success no matter what.
Oh man, I was like, yeah, that's definitely going on a play. Me with you. This next one, it's great too. And actually, all these songs, phenomenal. This might be one of those. Am I going back there? Maybe. Let's see. So number 2 song was "Everything You Want" by Vertical Horizon. Oh, I didn't want to turn that off. That was great. All right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is a good time. We're getting into that.
And I feel,
but I can see why who's number one is number one right now.
100%. Like, I'm as a white person, I feel very comfortable listening to Rob Thomas sing to me. So Matchbox 20 speaks to my soul. It makes me feel very comforting. I'm not threatened at all by them. So the number 1 song is "Bent" by Matchbox 20.
Smile gets old and faded. Wait around, I'll smile again. Shouldn't be so complicated. Just hold me and then, or just hold me again. Can you help me? I'm bent. I'm so scared that I'll never.
Oh man, those were 3 banging sound clips. Wow, good jobs, iTunes.
Yeah, not bad. But it's weird how this time was almost folk Christian rock.
Yeah,
was just super big at this time.
Well, we survived the apocalypse.
They're one step away. They drop one God or Jesus in that entire song. It's that's what this song is, Christian rock. I figured it out.
So I don't know if it's just if you do this too, but I often sing Cartman's Christian rock songs a lot. I sing them all the time. Body of Christ. Oh, what a body, all chiseled up and clean. Body of Christ. Oh, what a body. Wish I could call my own. Oh, it's great. So.
I don't always sing it, but whenever I hear it makes me smile and nod my head.
That is in my memes, so I often watch that as well as my Gandalf. I was delayed. Those are in my meme cycle that once a month I'm just I'm gonna watch these and just be happy. So that's my comfort, my niches. So there you go. So that was what the world looked like. Do you want to live back there? I can listen to the songs now. It's not bad though. Pretty good summer. Yeah, not bad.
Yep. I mean, yeah, and you'd go back and see the start of a lot of great franchises. I remember I loved Jackie Chan Adventures. Mm-hmm. So
sweet, cool. So how about development details of this game? So at Nintendo's suggestion, Princess Daisy was brought back from obscurity after having only ever appeared in Super Mario Land and NES Open Tournament Golf in order to give Luigi a doubles partner like Mario had Peach. Camelot asked Nintendo if they could also feature girlfriends for Wario and Waluigi, but Miyamoto said that he didn't ever want to see their girlfriends. Well, that's mean. Making the 6th Mario game for the N64, Mario Tennis brought 11 new characters to the Mario Tennis franchise, including Waluigi, who made his first appearance in the game, Princess Daisy, Wario, Shy Guy, Donkey Kong, and Birdo. Neat.
Yeah, and this game had a really nice roster. This had the roster that you wanted in that in Mario Golf that came out a year prior. They got rid of all those fluffy characters and gave you those nice characters. You're like, man, yeah, this is who I want. This is perfect.
Shy Guy. I will never use Shy Guy, but Shy Guy is better than Sunny.
Yeah, or Charlie.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where it's I just think that and all the characters having different styles, but aren't like dramatically different in stats to a point where like, oh, this person just hits further and has the exact same shot. Why would you ever choose the lesser version? So in this game, it's nice that some people are technical, some people are well-rounded, some people are speed, power. So it's kind of like you can choose your playstyle there. But yeah, I like that there's variety and it gives you a reason to use different characters without making other characters useless.
Sweet. So I did do a little bit of deep diving. I spent more time on development details than normal just because these were kind of bare bones. What I could find, obviously, they wanted to have Mario Party was such a hit and they were having such success with Kart. They were like, let's just keep throwing Mario at the wall, see what sticks. Mario Tennis. Cool. The next part, this actually I stole from the development details, is the controls of this game, which are bonkers. Absolutely just bonkers. I actually don't even know how this game kind of works. I didn't really look it up. Here we go. So, the game uses a control system that differs from most other video game tennis games on the market. Shots are performed by pressing one or both of the two main buttons, A and B, which makes the ball spins in different ways. Pressing a button twice strikes the tennis shot with more power and spin. Additionally, pressing the two buttons in a different order can result in a different type of shot altogether, such as a lob shot or a drop shot. Both buttons can be pressed at the same time to hit the ball very powerfully and make a smash shot. The longer a button is pressed before making contact with the ball, the stronger the shot will be. The control system allows players of all levels to become familiar with the mechanics of the game within a short time period, while it's also encouraging advanced players to take advantage of variety shots offered to come up with different strategies for winning a point. A total of 7 types of shots are possible using only the two main buttons of the controllers. These gameplay mechanics were later brought back for the newer games of the Mario Tennis series. So I could not have explained that any better. Copied that right off Wikipedia. So I'm glad you listened to you Wikipedia pages. You're welcome.
Yes. Well, I didn't know that there's many different shots.
No,
they could spin in different ways.
No, I was just frustrated, and like sometimes I'd like hit a button and my guy would start charging, and I was like, no, go to a foot to the right, and the ball dribbles by me, and I was like, I hate this game.
Yeah, or you would just have to like, or your character would randomly just like dive way too soon, but you're like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. I don't like the double presses. I think that. So it's very funny that like it's like, oh, you can quickly pick it up, and you're like, or you could have just had a tutorial that explained these things, or any sort of information in game to explain these things. Have just like figure it out through frustration.
I agree with you 100%. I kind of like that they just didn't teach you anything. And that's one of my favorite parts of this game. So we'll get into that a little bit. But like, I'm also like coming to the point where I'm like, I kind of like sometimes just playing a game and figuring it out on the go and learning instead of being taught, right? So first memories. This is the first time I've ever played a Mario Tennis game. Never played anything else. Haven't played anything on the Wii outside of tennis for like the Wii Sports. This is it. So, Tyson, did you ever get around to playing this before?
Yeah, I think we had it or we rented it, or one of our friends would always rent it.
Must have been a friend because I never experienced this. So
yeah, no, it was always like at their birthday party or a pizza party or a sleepover. They'd let's play Mario Tennis, and I hate this game.
Yeah, right.
So it's like because they were really good, and you're sitting there playing with hitting A twice the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
all right.
Good times.
Cool, yo. It's a story. So Mario and his friends do sports. Today, it's tennis. There you go. So again, level notes. This game I don't think is as complex as, because most of the characters right off the start are available to you. Apparently there's 2 unlockable characters. I'm not really sure how to unlock them. But there are a couple different gameplays. There's like a ring mode where you have to try and get rings in a certain amount of time, or shots or win matches against the opponents. There are like a Bowser stage where you kind of have items, and I couldn't do it. It was like far too complicated for me to even figure out how to throw an item and play tennis, so I didn't do that one. And then there was something where you have to fight piranha plants and then tournaments. So not as many game styles, at least in my opinion, as golf. It's a little bit less, like more bare bones, and that's kind of my quick level notes let's play experience. Do you have anything to add from that before we get into the review of this game?
Not really. It's it's tennis with Mario characters.
Yeah, and that's kind of it. Again, beloved. People seem to love this game. I was a Mario golf kid, not a tennis fan. And I have more nostalgia for the golf than tennis, but I could also say if you own this game, it would be fun. It'd be fun to play with some friends, right, and figure some stuff out. So I also understand if people adore this game. Like, I'm not saying it's bad. It's just not quite for me. A little antiquated. So on to the review of this game. So what we start out with is, what is your favorite part? So as I alluded to before when Tyson kind of mentioned there is no tutorial, I love that. I love how intuitive this game is. It doesn't teach you how to play. Simply, it lets you learn / teach yourself by playing the game. At no point did I feel bombarded by tutorials and like Berto was like, press A to serve. It just lets you go. And I really enjoy that. I don't want to be babied. I'm an adult. I have a brain. I could figure stuff out. Even as a child, I could probably figure this out, right? They made the controls simple enough for anyone to play. But to master it, you have to maybe look up more difficult shots, figure out combos, or just kind of experiment with the game. Playing the game. Have fun playing the game. They created a fun game to play. They shouldn't bombard you with like, oh, but Meg, press A and like, oh, Chris, you better pull out your knife to stab the zombie, right? It was just nice and clean, and they knew that their audience was smart enough and respected enough, and they didn't have to bombard you. And that's my favorite part of this game. Tyson, what is your favorite part of this game?
I mean, I like the characters.
Cool.
It was a nice introduction of Waluigi. I mean, he's a character that I like to pick in most games. Like when after he's been introduced, he's just like a fun, goofy character. I like how like it's just ridiculous and almost to a point of just like self-referential parody. And you're like, yeah, because Wario's a goofy, dumb like a lazy parody of Mario. And what's Luigi's person? It's not Luigi. You're like, no, it's Waluigi. And to me, it's like, that's just brilliant. That's comedy gold.
Sweet. And
I love that, like, whenever he like get a good smash with him, his like eyes go like he gets like a spinning like light or like lights with his eyes, and it looks really cool. And you're like, man, is he evil? Like, he might be evil.
So we were going to talk about Waluigi a little bit later and just his debut into the series. But yeah, like, very interesting he came here, and he's never been a part of a main series game in any way, shape, or form. He's never made an appearance in a Wario Land game. He's just an entity that hangs out just to party and play sports.
Yep. And it's just like, why is he there? Because they needed a Luigi variant of Wario.
There you go. That's it. They just kind of like flipped the color scheme of the Warios, and they said, there you go, that's what you got. Most notable part, so that actually segues really, really well into mine, because introduction of Waluigi. Is that the most notable part of this game? That's what I know this game best of, right?
Oh, yeah. This was like even the one that like there's a new character. There's a new like anti-Luigi. Mm-hmm. It's Waluigi. And I remember just like kids on the playground just talking about it, because it's like this is like one of the first characters in our like cognizant lifetime that we're like, it's a new Mario character. That's fun, and it's like an interesting like anti-hero. But
it might have been the biggest introduction, other than off the top of my head, Dixie Kong in Donkey Kong Country 2 or X in the Mega Man series.
Okay, yeah.
Right, that kind of came out, and yeah, like, people love Waluigi. Like, there's giant fan bases. Like, he is as integral as Mario, Luigi, Wario, Waluigi. He's up there right in that echelon. I saw lots of Halloween costumes of girls dressing up as Waluigi, right? Like, it's they kind of he's made it. He's part of the mainstream, the video games, and like, when was the last time something like that happened? Obviously, we could pick examples, right? But like, cool. I think it's neat.
Yep. And I think that he's just a fun character design. So, right. And adding the like that light eyes thing after he gets a big smash, you're like, this is so cool. Yeah. It goes away after this game, but when you see that, just look it up. It's fun. All right,
so I was looking again. I dug through the Wikipedia page, and I went to like the Mario Nintendo fan page and kind of pulled up some notes. I found Mario's Tennis, and I said, cool, here's a note that's different. So Mario's Tennis not only started the Mario Tennis series of video games, but also has been credited as being the game that started the sports-related sub-series of Mario games as well. And I was like, I found that sentence. And I was like, that's weird. What about Mario Golf? I know definitively it came out the year before because I'm doing the notes in this order. And then I realized that Mario's Tennis is not Mario Tennis. So there was a game released for the Virtua Boy called Mario's Tennis. I didn't note it afterwards, and I wrote it down, and I thought it'd be a weird note to include. So There you go.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot all about that. I just forget all about the Virtual Boy
Yeah,
sometimes.
it's
And I remember that was one of the few games they're like, no, it's actually like it's really well done because it was supposed to have that 3D depth to it. So yeah, I seem to remember that one. Like of all the games, people were like, no, actual Mario Tennis, not bad.
$400
Virtual
for a
Boy.
Virtual Boy console. That seems like
Yeah.
too much. This one's
Well, I feel like not a lot of them survived 2 months after ownership.
one's
'cause kids would just get frustrated.
$570
and
though,
break
and you
it.
get 4 games with it.
Yeah, that'd be the one to go with because then you don't need to build the library.
All right, well if I get lucky on some like
Unless for like Virtual Boy games are like dirt cheap and that guy's just like tacking them on because the games were super available but the consoles weren't. Who knows?
well, this one with 4 games, right eye works, left eye doesn't. Well, I don't want that for $300. Anyways, there you go, Virtual Boy. Neat. Cool. Least favorite part of this game. All right, you ready? What is your least favorite part of Mario Tennis?
It just lacks anything.
Yes.
Like I was like, what's there to do in this game?
I did the same thing. Mario Golf, I played for probably a week straight. I unlocked characters. I had fun. Like, I would take it upstairs when I was watching TV. I was like, great. Mario Tennis, I played one day on the bike for 45 minutes, and I was like, have I done everything?
Right? And that was the part where you're like, okay, I'm kind of interested. Like, I'll go through a couple tournaments, see how this goes. And I was like, oh, it's just kind of the same, but with just different courts.
Yeah.
Like, is that it? Like, that there's just courts? Like, I don't care about unlocking courts. It's like courses in Mario Golf. That's like a minor little, like, cool, fun thing. That's the only thing to unlock?
But, like, Mario Golf and Kart, every course is unique, right? Like, every track is unique in Kart, and every golf course, you get a brand new hole. In tennis, you can get different courts that look, literally, it's just a color scheme, right? So, like, that's my least favorite part is just... one of the better parts of Mario Golf was unlocking the characters, and you get a full roster. But this game, you just get all the characters at the beginning, and you can unlock courts that are different colors. But like, at least in a new golf course, you get 18 holes. They're all unique. They're all different. This is a new court, which is just one thing, and it's just a different color scheme. They don't add anything to it. And I was like, oh, weird. Weird that I never played this game and has a big cult following. People are like, "Oh, Mario Tennis 64, amazing experience." I didn't know what to expect coming into this. Right? I was like, "I'm gonna be blown away." There's a game, and like, I'm not gonna have enough time. I don't have the interest as an adult who plays old video games to dive into this super deep, rich Mario Tennis world. And that's one of my holdups of playing it, like putting it off for so long and getting into it. I was like, 45 minutes, and I had the entire like this podcast. If you put this on and started playing on the virtual console, you literally would have a full complete experience, be able to walk away in your life and be like, oh, that sucked.
Yep. Well, there is 2 hidden characters that aren't very like you would never know it unless looking it up because this game loves to hide information from you. Shy Guy and Donkey Kong Jr.
Cool.
So Shy Guy can be unlocked through the third part of a tournament, in which this is the Star Tournament.
Okay.
And then Donkey Kong Jr. the same, but in doubles instead of singles.
Sick.
So just play through the Star Tournament,
Oh.
singles and doubles, done.
Okay.
Which is like, okay, that's not bad. That's kind of like neat. You just discover that through playing. So, and I like that. I mean, Donkey Kong Jr., it's the first time he's been in a game since the handheld or original Nintendo console. So it's pretty cool to have him in there. But it's like, or no, he was in Mario Kart for the Super Nintendo, no?
Yeah, maybe. Sure. Yeah, because he worked...
I might be wrong.
No,
here.
you're right. You're right. Like, because it wasn't Donkey Kong. But he might have been called... I think he was called DK Jr. So, you're right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good poll. That's a good poll. See, Tyson knows his stuff. Okay, but then we're being a little negative. That's also my least favorite part. Criticism. This game is not very good. Not my cup of tea. I lack nostalgia for this game. I'm sure if I had it as a kid, I'd be like, oh, cool, awesome, great, tennis, yeah. I don't really understand, like, the scoring sometimes. Sometimes I just, like, keep playing and I win, and then, like, it just doesn't end. I did have fun playing it, though. Along the way, there was some frustrating moments. The controls aren't 100% great. A few incidents where I literally asked, like, what the hell happened, right? Like, I all of a sudden, my guy just randomly charges a shot, and I'm like, what am I pressing? And I must have pressed and held instead of just tapped. I don't really get it. It's Again, I'm surprised. I was utterly surprised with this experience based on, I know it has a fan base. I know people love Mario Tennis. Why?
Yeah. Well, I guess my criticism is even after coming back after all these years, it's still kind of this shallow experience that's like, yeah, it's tennis.
Yeah.
I guess that's it. And I guess I've just been spoiled with like other games having so many features, but I feel like it's not too much to ask for something interesting to do. Like I love the character unlocks in Mario Kart or Mario Golf. Yeah. It works really well. It kind of gives you something to do so you don't like get this game on Christmas Day and be like, oh, I guess I'm just gonna keep playing some rounds of tennis. Like you have to really like tennis to just be like, I guess I'm just gonna keep playing tennis.
But the same could be said about golf, right? Like golf is a pretty boring,
but there's
slow
but there's like you could be slowly like unlock more birdies to get to Metal Mario. You could do the ring challenge. You could do the birdie challenge. You could do the character challenge.
I agree.
You could do tournaments.
I agree, but we have nostalgia for Mario Golf and not tennis. And like I literally think that's like I'm like Mario Golf, what a fun experience, cool. Someone else would pick it up and I was like, this game sucks. And they'd pick up tennis and also think it sucks. But like I think that's kind of where like I'm very aware that we have nostalgia for one versus the other. So just as a disclaimer, I think if we had it as kids, we'd
I feel
probably like it more.
The criticism's still valid. Like it's kind of shallow.
100%. And like maybe
fun tennis game, solid mechanics. And I didn't even. You know what? Actually, well, let's get into praise because we've been too negative. Let's get into the praise because this game's not so bad.
No, and like that's why I was like trying to like fight you and to be like it sucks and it's banned and it's there, but like I understand like this game is beloved. I understand why people love and adore this game and think so fondly of it. If I would have played it sooner in my life, right, like 20 years ago or something like that, this game would have been amazing. I would have loved it, right?
See, but I had that experience. I played it 20 years ago, and I play it now, and you're like. Yeah, it's still a weaker one.
Okay. No, it's fair. But, so that's kind of like my praise. I understand that there's a community that loves this game, thinks it's great, and all the power to you, right? Critically, I don't know if you can come back to it and say, oh, it's amazing.
I guess my praise is the game mechanics, like knowing that there's all these different ways of button pressing, and knowing that all the characters play differently. I think that actually adds a lot of good gameplay depth, and usually we are like champions of solid gameplay before anything else, and that's where this game gets its like love, because like as a tennis fan you'd be like, whoa, I can hit a backhand, I can hit a lob, I can hit a drop shot, I can do all those things, and I can play on clay courts and versus like all those things mean so much to you, whereas the casual observer, we don't get like it. Tennis is such an in-depth game. You have to have like a connection to it and understand how it works. Like even the scoring's a little confusing, like 15 love, 30 love, and then you got like it gets confusing. So, but it does a really good job of kind of cleaning that up and makes it super approachable to someone who's I've never played tennis in my entire life. I could play Mario Tennis, understand what's happening, and have a decently fun time, and try to be like, oh, I suck with speed characters and I suck with power. Let me see these other characters, and it gives me reasons to kind of keep playing and keep trying different variations. So like the gameplay is super deep, and that's why like I ended up like my boy Waluigi's a technical character, and just so happens that I play best with technical characters in Mario Tennis. So Sweet. You know what? It's like the game was made for me.
Sweet, yeah. No, and like there are different. Every player plays a little differently. I only played as Mario, so I didn't even try a different character. So maybe playing around with a couple different characters would be a lot more difficult. Would be more interesting, right? So. I think mixed bag.
Adds different variety to it.
Cool. So the ending. So I did watch the ending credits because I didn't actually play through all the tournaments. You win the Star Cup. You celebrate with a trophy and you watch credits. Cool. And maybe unlock a character. Fun.
Yep. There is a fun thing where the bomb who's commentating with Toad blows up everybody at the end of it, which is fun.
Neat. So then final current thoughts. So it's a solid tennis simulator. It is fun and adds kind of that Mario Kart feel to an activity, right? I would rank it 4th in terms of Mario activity games. Now, off the top of my head, I would go kart, baseball, golf, and then tennis. And I've never played strikers or basketball, so those might get mixed into at some point. But I would think right now it's the 4th on the totem pole.
That's fair. I definitely have strikers up there. I'm not a crazy soccer fan, but playing strikers was that game that even really hardcore casuals, like the girl and her like cousin that I was seeing at the time, like they would pick that game out of anything else. Like even before Mario Kart, they're like, no, let's play Strikers. And you're like, oh, okay, because it's fun. There's like good mechanics where you can just blast off a goal and you feel like you're champion. It's like, and it's like 4 players, so like those, they could team up against me and somebody else. It's like, it was a lot of fun. So I have a lot of good memories with that one. And yeah, but Striker's a good time. Look forward to kind of getting to these things. I think the tennis, like Mario Tennis, solid game. Just lacks a little bit of those fun unlocks to really sink your teeth into it. But if you're a tennis fan, like, you wouldn't be sad how in depth this game actually goes. So
solid, nice, cool. Mario Golf Superstars or Mario Sparks Superstars, the 3DS, you can play all those. So I was like, maybe I buy that and play through it because that seems like fun. Anyways, what would I change? So I imagine the next 2 versions of this game, maybe 3, I'm not sure exactly where tennis is. Probably updates them all, right? If we played Mario Tennis for the GameCube, we'd be like, that's the experience I want. It's in depth. It seems a little bit more meat and potatoes, right? They obviously just added more to it as opposed to the bare bones experience we got here. So that's probably what I would change. Like, I don't think there's anything to fix this. Like, unlockable characters, is that what you would add? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I would just have it like tournament mode.
Yeah.
Maybe do it like because there's a bunch of like play as Mario to unlock Luigi, and then just do like, because every character kind of has like their secondary characters. So there's like two normals, 2 all-rounded, 2 speeds, 2 this, 2 that. Have it the first person unlock the second person. So it kind of makes you forced to kind of play all the different styles. But I mean, that's just a rough idea. I think, yeah, maybe I like character unlocks. That would be my go-to, but I'm not sure how you would just do it. Maybe that way. I have no idea.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Cool. I feel like we kind of had a similar experience playing those games. That's what it is.
Yeah.
What would we change? Is that where we're at? No. Are we buying it? So there we go. So we are dumb and uncultured before this game came out. Everyone and their dog thought Wario was just evil Mario. They had no idea that his actual name was Wario, meaning bad. So War and EO, Wario. Until Waluigi appeared, and we all learned a little bit about Japanese culture and language that day.
Yes. It's when you break down language, it's always very interesting. I just suck at it, so I'm always like, you never see these things until people point them out.
There you go. Cool. So that ends that. We've got a final cultural significance, and then we're done. Another short little show. Add these together, plus our next one. We're probably still getting close to 3 hours of content for the month. And there we go. So in this cultural significance, in this section, we look at game design, the lore, inspirations, turning points, interesting stories. We talk about how this game relates, give other examples, and tie it all back together in the end. So the introduction of characters. So Waluigi first appeared in this game. He kind of only plays sports and karts, but notable nonetheless. Let's look at other characters that appeared in games that weren't their own games. Oh my gosh. All right, so we start out. Ready? Anything else to say with Waluigi?
No, we chatted about him enough.
Okay.
It's funny that we both were like, yeah, we talk about him.
All right, cool. That was it. It's like, he's purple.
And he's Luigi's version of Wario.
We don't know if he's brave. He never really appears in other games.
No. Has a great mustache.
Does have a great mustache. All right, so we're gonna go to Sonic, the Hedgehog, who actually appeared in Rad Mobile. I don't know what Rad Mobile is, but it was a game released in 1990s before we ever saw Sonic the Hedgehog on the Sega Genesis or Mega Drive system, whatever it's called. We saw him in a different platform. So there you go. So did you know that Sonic the Hedgehog did not debut in his own game?
I did not. Now I need to look up Rad Mobile is.
Rad Mobile.
Oh, it's a racing game. An arcade racing game.
Cool. There you go. Oh yeah, and there.
Oh, and yeah, he's just a little keychain.
Cute. Just that, like, man, look how cute that is. How about Luigi? So he didn't appear in his own game either. He first appeared in the Mario Brothers Game & Watch game released in 1983. And then I guess he would later be shown in Mario Brothers, which came out in 84. So a year before that, you could have saw glimpses of the brother in the Mario Brothers. Luigi. That's cute.
Yep. Well, it makes sense that it's the Mario Bros. Glad that they wasn't just Mario and unnamed other bros. Because maybe what if there was a third brother?
Shit. Still could be. We don't know. We don't know. We haven't seen the movie yet, so don't spoil it.
It's true.
The second one on the list was Ada Wong. You know, that cult hit from Resident Evil 2, everyone's favorite weird spy who's kind of a bitch, but then, like, again, I don't know. Whatever, Ada Wong. She appeared in Resident Evil in 1996, so she was mentioned in one of the scientist's memos as his girlfriend and is a password for one of the doors, so kind of neat.
Yep. I think the use as a password kind of made her stand out more, and then when she made the introduction, everybody was doing that's the name. But yeah, not a nice character. Usually tries to screw you over for their own means and is always working for somebody else.
Yep.
So, but sometimes works with you. Ada Wong, everybody.
Ada Wong. That's exactly it. We got Roy from the Fire Emblem series. He was first debuted in Smash Melee in 2001. This literally means nothing to me. I know nothing about Fire Emblem or the other game where he actually might be from. Roy, I don't care.
I want to know how many Fire Emblem characters there are.
Is it Fire Emblem? Because what's the other game that I'm thinking that's not Fire Emblem, but like also maybe is that?
Breath of Fire.
What's it?
But no, it's Fire Emblem.
But what's Breath of Fire?
There is only 596 Fire Emblem characters, so I'm shocked that you don't know all of them like the back of your hand.
It's a tactical role-playing that basically
and as soon as a character dies, it's like permanent death.
Oh, great. So I could actually kill Roy. Good, because I don't care about him. I might just murder him.
Yes. Wow. He's pretty lame for a character. But
I feel like Breath of Fire and Fire Emblem are actual games that I don't have the interest in to get into at this point in my life. I was like, I can't do it.
But you don't want to get attached to these 596 characters in 16 games?
I like barely like 3 people in real life. I can't imagine I'd like more than a person in a video game. So, all right. So,
well, I'm just going to say, I'm like, is there more, like, I don't even know, like, when Pokemon was 150, that was a lot.
That was a lot. So now triple it.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, whatever Pokemon's at nowadays, probably give or take 100 or 2.
Yeah, there you go. So that's how many. Great. Fire Emblem. Beep, beep, beep.
Yep.
But not Breath of Fire. Different things. How about Pikachu, who first appeared as someone you could photograph in the Game Boy camera in 1998. So before Pokemon ever debuted, you could have seen Pikachu with the Game Boy camera, which is the peripheral everyone owned.
Weird. So did like Game Freak work on the Game Boy camera or something? Because like Rad Mobile was made by Sega, which kind of makes why Sonic's there, because like Sonic's their logo or their character, their mascot. So insert them as a keychain. Was like Game Freak working on the Game Boy camera, and they're like, Pikachu's our mascot, insert them. Or was like Nintendo like, no, we're marketing this.
I imagine they reached out and said, hey, as a promo thing, can we put this cute little guy in our game? Because it looks like it was developed by Nintendo, not Game Freak.
No,
but at that point, like, Game Freak was like, yeah, of course, we just need a game. We need to not be a gaming magazine and make some money. So we'll definitely give you whatever you want, Nintendo.
It's like, please just don't cancel our Pokemon contract. It's going to be a winner. Just
we know it.
believe in
Okay.
us.
How about Vincent Brooks from the Catherine game? First debuted in Persona 3 Portable in 2009.
Okay. That's I don't know much about the Persona series.
Nope. And I don't know a lot about Catherine, so other than the completionist once played it, it was tough, and then I think I watched that video and then never did anything then. All right. How about the Ikari Warriors from TNK3 from 1985? Like
the TNK with the guy in the weird like bondage suit and the pointy hat?
I have no idea. I wrote down a list and I was like, maybe Tyson knows. Otherwise, like, maybe there's a niche person that's like, oh man, they talked about the Akara Warriors from TNK. That's amazing.
Yeah, no, that one's got me stumped.
All right, cool. So those two are duds. What about Star Killer? Yes, that's Star Killer, who debuted in Soul Calibur 4, 2008, before The Force Unleashed came out. So I'm pretty sure it was a promo thing.
Oh yeah. Funny that Soul Calibur loves grabbing its like Star Wars characters because they had Yoda and Darth Vader, so it's cool that they had Star Killer in there. But it was like way before Force Unleashed, which, I miss those games. They're not bad, which we'll probably have to get to eventually.
The rate we're going, like, we're going to be in our 60s.
Oh, well, we'll be in our 50s or 60s, so we'll get there eventually. Like I say, eventually,
Okay.
everyone.
All right, cool, awesome. And then finally, the last two, Banjo and Conker. Two characters that debuted in Diddy Kong Racing in 1997. Banjo would go on to be teamed with a fun little bird named Kazooie and have some platforming and racing adventures. And Conker was a foul-mouthed little squirrel who died. There was a fun game where you could shoot guys on a beach. It's good times.
Yep. He was hunted because he was going to be used as a table leg, because only squirrels can be used for table legs. They're perfectly that size.
There you go.
Yeah, I love the Rare universe. It's so goofy and fun. Like Banjo is like this kind of wholesome thing, and then Conker's the like dark, seedy side of town. It's brilliant.
Yeah, good old like Rare in its heyday created these two, a bunch of characters, turned them offshoots of games, but you can first see them in a cute little racing game. So,
Yep.
Sweet. Cool. So that ends that. Waluigi definitely fits in that list, although he doesn't really do anything outside of sports and kart, so less notable than anyone on that list, but that's it. So that ends our second game. We have the same time limit. Good. For Month of Mario. We got one more coming up next week, and then I don't know what we're doing after that, but maybe a Donkey Kong Country game. And then we're at like Christmas. So, whew, man, this year flew by.
Oh yeah. And we got a couple of gems still in the barrel, and then we got to do our annual review show, which is coming along. I'm still working on my list, trying to absorb all of this year's content before I have to make a decision on stuff.
Yeah, like when I just make broad statements that are just inaccurate, and I go back and listen later, and I'm like, that was cringy, but oh well, that's too bad.
Now it's only recorded for all time.
Yeah, sweet. So with that ends this show. I think did we miss anything?
No, I think we're actually pretty good.
Sweet. Great. Cool. So with that, we say goodbye and enjoy. See you guys next week.
Bye.